Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome everybody here this evening. Call this meeting to order. We do have a certification of a quorum. Uh, This time, I'd like for everybody to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation. Pledge allegiance to the flag. Liberty. Honor, faith, and flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag.
Let's bow our head. Our Father in heaven, we come to you every 2 weeks like this, and we just always implore you that you would be with us as we make decisions. Father, you are a keeper of promises, and you have promised that you came that we would have an abundant life. And I just pray that over our city and over our citizens. And Father, as we make decisions tonight, that it would be in humility and that we would honor and glorify your name. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. We'll move on to item number 4, public comments. This time, we have Dustin Cruz. Dustin, would you podium, please?
Hello, my name is Dustin Cruz. I live in Wharton County. I just want to start off just with this call I got today.
The El Campo City Meeting Hall, the public meeting they're gonna have today? Correct. What is the policy or procedures if a member of the community wants to carry inside the meeting? So what's the policy for, to carry inside the meeting? Is there, correct, sir?
So I'm wondering why nobody was trained on that. I also called the city secretary, I believe, or somebody answered the phone, and she even know the policy on that either. So why are nobody getting trained on it if you got a letter from the attorney general to follow the law? So it's very important because the police chief can't be here all the time. Other officers have to probably come sometimes, or even to the other board meetings and stuff like that. So I believe it needs to be an internal email to citywide employees so everybody knows and there is no confusion at all. Because I was ready to go ahead and complain to Attorney General already, get it going. But city manager got back to me. We talked a little bit, straighten a little bit out. So I believe this internal email needs to be pushed out and make sure everybody knows this law so there's no confusion and make sure El Campo stays A2 friendly. I appreciate your time and the public works or whoever's doing the fishing thing for the kids. I very much appreciate that. I love that so much for the community and giving kids the enjoyment of fishing because not everybody can go to the sea or have some time, but El Campo's just right here. So I appreciate y'all putting effort into that and letting the public works do that. I appreciate y'all and new council member. Nice to see y'all and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dustin. Okay, next we have Strzok.
Hello, I am Harley Strzok representing J4 Fencing and Services. We currently have the contract for the HMGP water plant backup generators. It'll be two 250 kW and one 350 kW generators. And we have encountered we have been trying to get our generators approved since October. We sent the generators in for approval back in October and our submittals. And then we got an approved contract in December, or a executed contract between us and the city. And we are still working on trying to get those generators approved. We wanted to try to ideally get the generators approved a couple months ago because of, just increased lead times as well as price increases into the new year. We still have had lots of feedback and pushback from the engineers, which all of the pushback we have seen has been mainly based on preference over performance. We would not have submitted these generators had we not thought that they would be able to, applicably run the water plants and be able to serve our community with fresh water. And we would just like a little further look into and some help on the city side with just being able, y'all to be able to look at it from a third-party perspective and see what y'all think about it. But all the compliant, they just all seem to be based more over, they all meet the required standby KW rating, meet voltage and frequency requirements, are EPA certified, meet the NFPA and UL standards, and provide the required emergency power capacity. And we look forward to be able to hopefully continue on to this project and provide the water plants with backup power. So in the case of an emergency, the generators are all working and we don't have to worry about citizens being without water. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, this time we're gonna move on to item number 5, our consent agenda. Approval of the city council regular meeting, February 9th, 2026 at 6 p.m.
Mayor, I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
We got a motion and a second on the floor for approval of the consent agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Item number 6, consideration of and action on, number 1, Resolution R 2026-10, awarding 2026 Avenue I sanitary sewer improvements to Ramrod Utilities LLC in the amount of $476,998.78, and authorizing the city manager or her designee to execute all related documents and/or amendments.
And this is another aging infrastructure that we've identified that has been giving us frequent problems over the last few years. In fact, last week the line collapsed. Am I accurately reflecting that? The technical aspects I will hand over to Kevin. What you probably want to know is how we plan to pay for this, and that would be through bond funds that we already have leftover bond funds from the 2024 bonds. This project is eligible for use from those through the bond covenants because it is replacement of sanitary sewer lines, which is how the bonds were written. And we were just lucky enough that South Wharton and North Wharton, particularly North Wharton, came under budget so much that we have the funding to be able to do this. If funding becomes an issue in the future regarding this project, perhaps if there's a change order, you also have funding available in your utility fund to cover any costs. So know that this isn't going to require taking funds from fund balance or fund reserves, but this project is in desperate need to happen. Kevin, I don't know if you want to expound upon the almost crisis-like condition of this line.
I can.
Thank you.
So as y'all remember, this was part of our imminent failure list that was brought up, and that imminent up real quick. We were hoping to get a little bit more time out of it, but it just did not happen. Like Ms. Slottick said, this is just one of many that we have that kicking that can down the road is what we're looking at. And it did fail. We were able to get it to flow. During the operations, it failed again, but they're on it. So
Kevin, do you remember where we had this one in the plan?
it was in the top list.
I know, was it like scheduled for next year?
It
or
was
something?
scheduled for 2027, yes.
Okay,
sir.
I knew it was pretty quick
Yeah.
in there,
It
but I
was
didn't know
within the
which-
first
okay.
2 years, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Is that what they're doing on Avenue I right now, the trucks?
Cameron the line to get the GPS coordinates of any lines that are coming through. Any that aren't noticeable, they'll be able to locate them on GPS.
And is that gonna be like from Norris Street all the way to the highway or?
No, keep within fund balance of what we had left. We took it to Reba Sioux from that first manhole off of West Norris. That has been done. And from that point on, we came down and we've had other issues along the Roberts and Peach Street as well.
Yes.
So we were able to incorporate those two sidelines as well and put end of line cleanouts on those. That's as far as those lines actually go on the road.
Schools and the church are on this line, correct?
Yes, they are.
And how far down does it go?
The Reba Sioux.
We're going all the way down to Reba Sioux on this one. That is a good, there's actually a transition at Reba Sioux
I see.
to another larger pipe, which made it perfect for this application.
Did you have a question?
Yeah, Kevin, how soon does something like this start?
Tomorrow.
If approved.
Ramrod can get to it that quick.
They are really great partners with us. They're one of those things, they're here. So the mobilization charges were taken out as well, are put to a minimum. So they'll be able to move right onto that instead of going to the next phase of another planned project. But because of the imminent failure aspects of it and the criticality of it, they were able to jump on it right away.
We're really lucky to have that kind of working relationship.
That is
with them.
a work ethic and a contractor ethic that is
Yes.
very well to go.
Of course, you knew I was going to ask questions because I
Sure.
told y'all I was going to. I
Yes,
needed
sir.
some clarification is mainly what it is. Obviously, they're already running a camera through it. It's Discovery, is what I understand, right?
Correct.
We haven't approved anything, so they're doing this now.
Correct.
Okay. What the two items that, and I made sure that you were aware of so you could prepare for this. The one is the sewer main television inspection, and since it doesn't say that it's pre, but later on there's a post TV inspection, I'm thinking it's pre, of 4,310 feet at 531 a foot for 22,886. Is that what they're doing now?
That's what they're doing now, not only just the pre-camera, like I said, it gives them a GPS coordinates of the taps that are interjected into it. It also gives them the ability to clean that line so that when it comes time to pull their line.
Is that part of this 22?
Yes, it
What
is.
they're doing now? Okay.
Yes, it is.
So they're taking a chance on that if we don't approve it.
Yes.
That's fine. I understand getting on. So what I was wondering is, I guess that's the case, is that are they doing a post to make sure all their connections are working, the pipe? Because this pipe bursting, this is going in and they don't know for sure how it, we hope it follows where it was. Are they doing a post? There's not a post
That was
here.
taken out. It's not really, I mean, it's a critical for us to know that it's done and it's proper. Nothing got moved out, but the
Right.
HDPE that they use is a super resilient pipe. If anything was missed, we know about it actually from a visual rather than from the camera. Because of course you're going through it, you're not going to see the ones
Right.
that are missed, but if something came up that was not tied in,
Right.
you're going to know it from a
course.
phone call. And they jump on it like that too.
And I'm not, and I don't do this, this is not my expertise. I would have thought, just logically, that it would be good to see it afterwards. They already have identified there's, 35 different points that they're going to connect to.
Correct.
So they know that. I just didn't know if we needed to spend the 22.
Extra, well, it'd be a little bit less. I think post camera is about half the price of the pre-camera.
Okay,
It's not necessary, in my opinion, because we know the criticality of it is the beginning
sure.
and how you get there.
The other point, the other question, clarification. So we're looking at, I know that they're changing out one manhole, right?
Installing one.
In one okay, installing one manhole. But I noticed something on here, and let me find it real quickly. Manhole rehabilitation with 1 inch of cementitious,
Yes.
100 times the 160 for 16,000. What is that?
That is vertical foot of manhole. That the way they use this, it's a polymer-based cementitious liner that actually is spun into it and then cleans it. It keeps the integrity of the manhole for years.
Okay, I didn't ask the question properly. I know what it is, but we have 160
Vertical
manholes?
feet. No, that's a vertical feet of each manhole. So each
Okay,
manhole starts at the front is about 8 foot and the last one is about 12 foot. So that average of how deep they are is per vertical foot.
so every manhole is going to be refurbished with that material?
Yes.
Thank you for the clarification.
Mayor, I make a motion, we approve resolution 2026-10 as presented.
Second.
We got a motion and a second on the floor to approve resolution R 2026-10 as presented. All in favor? Motion passes. Thank y'all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Moving on to item number 2, resolution R 2026-11, authorizing the submission of a Texas Community Development Block Grant Program application to the Texas Department of Agriculture for the Downtown Revitalization Program, and authorizing the city manager or their designee to execute all subsequent related documents.
And this is the standard process for beginning the grant application process. This one will be spearheaded by your planning director, Crystal Hasselmeyer, who's done an outstanding job of recognizing these projects in advance and taking advantage of applying for these applications. So this is the first step to approve us to submit an application, and if awarded, we will be back with additional resolutions. Is that correct, for construction and possibly administration? Thank you.
Right. Would anybody like to make a motion?
I make a motion, Mayor, to approve resolution R 2026-11 as presented.
I'll second.
We got a motion and a second to approve resolution R 2026-11 as presented. All in favor? Motion passes. Thank y'all. Item number 3, consider approval of CDC funding in the amount not to exceed $400,000 for an infrastructure construction grant to Western Smokehouse Partners.
Mayor and council, at their January meeting, as y'all know, y'all approved CDC funding of $400,000 to Junior Smokehouse for this project. Since that time, that has sold to Western Smokehouse Partners. At the January 26th meeting, the board rescinded the grant to juniors and unanimously approved the grant to Western Smokehouse Partners for the same infrastructure, same conditions, payable upon receipt of a certificate of occupancy on the building, and invoices and proof of payment of those invoices. And since it's over $25,000, we've come back to y'all for a second approval of this. And I'd like to note one thing, the fact that this company and juniors also before them committed to the construction in that area. Centerpoint is bringing gas to Mizell for the first time. We've never had gas service to any of the businesses in Mizell, so it's kind of a big deal. And they're doing it on their nickel.
You want to mention that BLS is the
Oh, and
contractor?
BLS is a contractor. He told me, Matt Borman is the COO, and he's planning on coming for me to introduce him to all of you. They're a very hands-on company, and they're growing very, very fast, and he has big plans for El Campo. It's very exciting. Yes, sir.
Are they gonna be held to the 15 employees or not in this?
Yes, sir.
So it says approximately, how much leniency is on approximately 15 employees per year?
Well, the way that we do it is.
140 is already nice. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, you're fine. We give them, if I have an agreement with Kyle on a business to do X, Y, Z, and he sees that he's not going to be able to do Z, then I ask him to come to us and let us know Z is going to be a problem. And then it goes back to the board, and they say, okay, we're going to deal with this in this way. So if the conditions are not met, then it goes back to the board to decide how to handle it from there on.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
When will they start?
So, glad you're here.
You want to come share the microphone?
There you go.
So, if you guys remember, the original plan was to tie on to the 1205 Frank Stubbs Road, which is the old extra fish packing facility. That's now scrapped, so that building is, the intent is that building goes away. Just so you'll know, the other intent, is there's two parcels there that we're trying to work on so that they can expand. The intent is to be somewhere between 50 and 100,000 total square feet. But the only way to do that, which, working with Crystal, lots of things going on, but there's a special use permit that's got to be changed. There's some utility easements that has to be removed so that that all can be tied together. So there's a lot of things that need to happen to be able to have their master plan. Right now, as of this morning, we got the finalized floor plan. It's 52,000 and change exactly. So we got that today. And so by that we get all of those things put together. The intent is to try to move dirt in about 3 months. So 10,000 more square feet essentially than what was planned on before. Just probably two different business models, right? Still making sausage, but in a different way.
Glad a local company's got.
And they're gonna do snack sticks in the new building. They do like a Jimmy stick kind of thing.
In my opinion, I'll tell you from just a public comment is that, so the 2-inch gas line stops at Junior's now. There is no gas line that goes all the way, an industrial plant in Mizell Park. Okay? It's maxed. So the only way that this could happen was with this utility extension. And there was only two ways of doing it. It was all going all the way back down Divide Street, stopping everybody's extension and connection for gas at every house, which is going to be a nightmare, or coming all the way from McKeska's. Now the gas line is going to come all the way down the state highway, going to turn down Divide Street and tie it all together. So that makes a continuous loop, and without the amount of gas that they're using, we wouldn't be able to happen.
So do you have a projection as to the number of employees and pay rates and that kind of thing on what they're adding on?
When Scott and I did all the work for the application, the original project with juniors, he had said that they expected to add 15 employees per year. It has been my experience with juniors that they exceed that every time. They've never had an issue, and Matt was comfortable with keeping that number. They are already at 140 employees since they opened. And I told y'all about the bonus, didn't I? When I came before. Okay. Any other questions? So the CDC board respectfully requests city council approval of this funding.
All right. Would anybody like to make a motion to consider approval of the CDC funding in the amount not?
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we approve CDC funding in an amount not to exceed $400,000 for an infrastructure construction grant to Western Smokehouse Partners.
And I second that.
We got a motion, a second on the floor for the approval as presented. All in favor? Motion passes.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right. It is 6:23 p.m. This time, we're gonna close the open session and go into executive session.
Excuse me. Covers.
You get a lot of money for your roof at Zebedeen's? Wish. Pre-litigation.
Thank you.
You're not gonna make it out the door with it.
Like sign that door right behind you.
15 minutes in and second. First year pitch or what?
All right, it is 7:01 PM. This time, we are coming out of executive session and going back into open session and reconvene, and we are taking no action at this time. This meeting's adjourned.
Slip out that notice.